Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment, where we love pop culture. Today, it's time for another AEW Dynamite report for the night of February 26th, 2020. Now, if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that red button right now for my weekly AEW Dynamite reports. Plus, this week is Revolution. I will be getting that pay-per-view, so guys, make sure you look out for my report coming Sunday as well. Now let's get on to this week's episode. There were only 4 matches, but that's okay because we had some pretty big and interesting and new things going on in AEW this week. We had the weigh-in between Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho, plus our first match of the night was AEW's first ever Iron Man match between Kenny Omega and Pac. Pac makes his way down to the ring first. Omega comes out next, and he's being accompanied by the Young Bucks. I get that they really want to push this angle that the Elite are all boys, and even though they're competing against each other this Saturday at Revolution, they'll have each other's backs no matter what in the meantime. Now, if Kenny was facing off against someone in the Inner Circle, it would make sense to have some backup, but his match where Pac is all by himself, it just felt forced. And that'll do it for my one criticism for this match, because for 30 minutes, these two Titans brought their A game. There was no shortage of high-impact offense from Pac, from a tornado DDT off the ring apron, to a head-bashing brainbuster off the top rope, to a leaping cutter. Pac looked like one deranged bastard. After close pinfall, the match remained tied at 0. The two begin to slug it out, and Omega finally changes the tide of the match. But before Omega can get too much momentum, Pac uses a chair on Omega and gets himself disqualified. Kenny Omega takes a 1-0 lead with 14 minutes and 6 seconds left in the match. Now, while it might not seem like a sound strategic move to get oneself disqualified and lose a round, the damage that was dealt to Kenny Omega from the chair shot allowed Pac to score a quick pinfall less than 2 minutes later with 13 minutes and 21 seconds left. For the next 10 minutes, Pac and Kenny did everything they could to take the next fall, but neither one would get the upper hand. With just under 3 minutes remaining, Pac goes for the submission, but Omega is able to withstand the pain and holds on till the bell is sounded, leaving the match in a 1-1 tie. Justin Roberts then announces that this match will continue under sudden death rules. Omega seemed like a man possessed as he struck Pac with repeated knee strikes and then landing the one-winged angel, getting the victory. After the match, Tony Schiavone comes down the ramp to conduct an interview with Pac when Orange Cassidy comes out to possibly give him a piece of his mind. But Pac isn't having it and lays the freshly squeezed one out. Later that night, it's announced that Pac will face off with Orange Cassidy, which will be his first ever singles match in AEW this Saturday at Revolution. Our second match of the night was a 6-man tag featuring the Inner Circle's Proud and Powerful and Sammy Guevara versus Jurassic Express. The match was fast-paced and fun. Marco Stunt took the punishment early on in the match, but once the tag is made and Luchasaurus enters, the tide quickly changes for the team from the Stone Age. The Jurassic Express showed some pretty nice trio maneuvers, my favorite being the triple super kick that Sammy Guevara was the recipient of. Sammy was able to recover and began making a comeback, but then his opponent for this Saturday's Revolution, Darby Allin, made his presence known. After a quick distraction from Allin, Jungle Boy nailed Guevara with a crushing Frankensteiner, getting the 3 count. Now, our one and only tag team match of this week featured the Butcher and the Blade with Bunny versus the Best Friends with Orange Cassidy. I've mentioned this before, I really do enjoy watching both these teams. Now, the best way I can describe this match was, it was good. I know that's not very descriptive, but most of this match was just solid tag team work from both teams. We did have our standard Orange Cassidy spot as we're accustomed to in a Best Friends tag team match. This time it was Cassidy and the Bunny squaring off. The Bunny goes for a slap on Cassidy, but he ducks it. Just before he goes to thump the Bunny, the Blade comes to her rescue. Cassidy then makes a pocket-filled dive to the outside ring, nailing the Butcher. This allows the Best Friends to land one final blow on the Blade, getting the victory. Next up, we had a 4-way women's match featuring Yuka Sakazaki, Hikaru Shida, Big Swole, and Shanna. The match featured a nice variety of styles in this match, with Big Swole bringing her power, Sakazaki bringing speed, Shida with her striking ability, and Shanna with her technical prowess. I think AEW did a good job putting these 4 together in one match, as it gave each of these ladies a chance to shine with non-stop action. In the end, it was Hikaru Shida nailing Big Swole with a running knee strike and getting the win. We then get the weigh-in for the big AEW Championship match this Saturday at Revolution, and I like the feel that AEW did with this. They made it feel like a big fight event with the red carpet, the ring girls, and plenty of media coverage inside the ring. And of course, we get our two contestants, the challenger Jon Moxley and Le Champion Chris Jericho. Moxley was first to get on the scale, weighing in at 234 pounds. After some hesitation of Le Champion weighing in, Moxley becomes impatient and nails Jericho with a headbutt, busting the champ wide open. The Inner Circle immediately comes to the aid of their leader. Luckily for Moxley, Dustin Rhodes, who always seems to be dressed and ready for action, comes out to aid Moxley and at least is able to get the attention of Jake Hager. Rhodes and Hager battle it out through the crowd and then up to the concession area, giving us a little preview of their upcoming match this Saturday. Darby Allin also comes out to help, but he gets his own skateboard shattered over his head. The show concludes with Moxley being on the receiving end of his own finishing move, as Jericho plants him face first with the paradigm shift, face first into the scale, and Jericho is left standing with his arms raised while towering over Moxley. Now, my final grade for this week's AEW Dynamite, The Road to Revolution for February 26, 2020, I'm going to give the show a B+. There was a lot of variety in the matches this week. We had a singles match, we had a 6-man tag match, we had a tag team match, and a women's 4-way match. So there was a lot of variety in the match types this week, but none of the matches really set the bar that high other than the opening match, the Iron Man match, going into overtime with Omega and Pac. Now, what did you guys think of the show? Leave me a comment below, and guys, make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.